Welcome to the February 5th episode of the Alt-Centre Conspiracy Clearinghouse. In our first topic today, a new conspiracy theory comes out of San Francisco, where in late January, the San Francisco School Board decided by a 6-1 vote to rename schools named for Abraham Lincoln, George Washington, and other luminaries because they were unworthy of this honor. The conspiracy theory is that not even the most stupid libtard in the bastion of all that the right hates, gay, pro-choice, and wary of military weaponry San Francisco, could have been so brutally foolish unless there was a right-wing provocateur hidden in their midst. Yes, some secret right-wing member or advisor to this group must be laughing herself silly tonight over pulling this one over the San Francisco School Board's eyes. Lincoln scholars instantly assailed this decision, pointing out that Lincoln, for God's sake, was deeply admired by Frederick Douglass and was Barack Obama's favorite president. Word came that the decision was due to the fact that during the Civil War, the U.S. Army in Minnesota captured, tried, and sentenced 303 Santee Sioux Indians to hang for their roles in killing over 400 American settlers. Lincoln stepped in and commuted or reprieved the sentences of 265 of these Indians. 38 ended up hung. Get that? Lincoln saved 265 Indian lives. The 38 hung were those proved to be the most murderous, at least based on the information Lincoln had at the time. Yet the libtard fashion of the left, perhaps egged on by the righty secret agent, takes this as proof Lincoln was racist. Especially, they say, since he never hung any especially murderous Confederates during the Civil War, did he? Supporters of the conspiracy theory hold this to be unfair to Lincoln on many levels. George Washington, a slave owner, is a more complicated case. The fact is that sometimes we need to factor in the era in which someone lives, and we need to remember that the good must be weighed with the bad. No one is perfect except maybe Jesus. Take Teddy Roosevelt. Domestically, Teddy Roosevelt rivals Lincoln as goes his policies and leadership. Teddy found a fine balance between supporting the unions and bringing the ultra-rich under reasonable control. That is, between supporting the workers and allowing business to go on and to prosper. But let's look harder. Certainly, the San Francisco School Board can find something bad enough about him too, perhaps his support of military means and in his imperialist tendencies, if they haven't already. There is pushback in San Francisco from what some on the left have called this wrong-headed, short-sighted, and embarrassing decision. Perhaps it will be amended. We of ACK strongly hope so. Meanwhile, the extreme right, perhaps due to their undercover agent in the San Francisco School Board, laughs. Do you want to defund the police and to dishonor Lincoln and Washington? Those are surefire slogans for them in the next elections. Topic 2 today has to do with unconfirmed reports that there has been pushback against the alien lizard beings and their giant mutant killer cockroaches. Allegedly, the New York City police have arrested many persons for lighting M80 fireworks and other minor explosives and flushing them down the toilets of various buildings in New York City, including some by an accused former U.S. president. The alleged criminals maintain they are trying to save the lives of sewer workers and others by killing the giant alien-bred cockroaches, and that these hungry and horrible beings are bred in the basement vaults of these buildings. Some of the mini-bombers blame former New York City Mayor Rudy Giuliani for not doing more about these murderous cockroaches when, in small numbers back in the 90s and early 2000s, they first appeared. More on the alien lizard beings, their pets, the cockroach resistance movement, the involvement of Rudy Giuliani, and more to come. And now, a word from our sponsor. Damn it, tell Gush Lane that that type of ad is inappropriate. It's not that kind of program. What? That big boob bikini girl was supposed to be an allusion to Bill Clinton being a horny SOB. No one got it. She's out of the... Oh. Topic 3. The alien lizard being conspiracy theories and the QAnon conspiracy theories have become entangled. Elements of QAnon seem to be pro-climate change and so fit with the alien lizard beings' plans, but in other ways they are opposed. It could be that the opposing aspect of their relationship is largely due to enmity between the Biden-endorsing Bushes and the climate change-loving, allegedly alien lizard being controlled, if not genetically mixed with them, Trumps. Some reports speculate that there are more reasons than this, that in fact the unhappy relationship between the Bush family and the Trumps began at a luxurious health clinic for the super rich in Florida in the mid-1990s. The story goes that George W. was there to fight his drinking problem and that Donald Trump was there to lose some of his already huge amount of blubber. Allegedly, Laura Bush came by to visit her husband. Donald saw her, made some lewd remarks, began to slip one of his little hands up her skirt, and she screamed just as George W. walked in. W lunged forward, shouted, punched Trump in the nose, and kicked him hard in the groin. Then it is said that the enraged, hard-swinging W had to be torn off the wailing, screaming for help, huddled in a ball Trump, who ever since has been terribly embarrassed by his weak performance. In fact, one observer allegedly called Trump's actions, quote, an effeminate display. The only pussy that Trump grabbed that afternoon was himself. Allegedly, payoffs from both families kept this incident from the public, but the antipathy between them has never abated. Certainly George W. prefers Bill and Barack to Donald, which leaves us to speculate. Is this because of Trump's alleged attempt at lore grabbing? The inherent conflicts between QAnon and the alien lizard beings? Or both? As we find out, we'll let you know. That's it for this week's episode of the Alt-Centre Conspiracy Clearinghouse, the ACCC. 5 weekly minutes of sanity in a 24/7 insane world.